where are you from?
I'm from England.
You love the traditional dress Vietnam.
Yes, I bought it. I bought it today.
Why you wear áo dài in Vietnam today?
Because a shop owner showed me it and I thought it was very beautiful.
What is the most shocking thing about Vietnam?
The most shocking thing about Vietnam is the pollution here. Because of the amount of bikes on the road, there is a lot of smoke fumes everywhere. And when I first arrived here, it got into my lungs and made me unwell. And the terrible smell from the motorbike fumes as well, it got into my taste. So anything I ate tasted like the motorbike fumes, which was very shocking. One other thing that I found shocking was the place I stay. It's very, very crowded, very, very crowded. There's very few personal space. There are areas like this where there is green areas, but unlike cities where I'm from, there is a lot less green spaces here. The spray is somewhat shocking. I hadn't used it before. I'm used to using toilet paper, but I think it's something that you do get used to over time. I've learned how to use it now, so no more squirting the bathroom full of water. But yes, I think it's very effective. A bit surprising at first, but it gets the job done.
How do you feel about it at the first time?
I was a little confused because I didn't really know what to do with it. At first I thought it was for cleaning the toilet, and then I realised that it was for cleaning myself. But yes, I made quite a mess with the water and had to clean it up and felt quite bad about it.
So at the first time, do you feel uncomfortable?
I wouldn't say I felt uncomfortable because I just a little challenged perhaps, but I enjoy a challenge. It's always fun to find new things about other cultures.
How about the spray or anything else in toilet in your country? Can you compare to your country?
In my country, we only use toilet paper, which it's not as effective as the spray. Usually, that you have like a shower every day to make sure it's nice and clean. I know my grandparents have the spray in their house because they go to Asia a lot. But yes, we just use toilet paper in England.
How do you think about the value of Vietnamese paper?
I haven't bought Vietnamese paper yet. My roommate has, but I suppose it's okay. It could be cheaper. It's very cheap in the United Kingdom, but yes, I suppose it could be cheaper.
Would you want to live and get the job in here?
Probably not.
Why? So why?
I am in the entertainment industry, so acting and directing and stuff, and I feel that there are not as many opportunities for actors and directors in Vietnam compared to the United Kingdom.
How much would you spend in a month in Vietnam?
That's a very good question, thank you. At the moment, I'm not sure whether I'm on holiday or studying, so depending on which one I decide, I will either spend a lot of money or not a lot. If I'm studying, then I will try and save money, but if I decide that I'm just on holiday, then I will spend a lot more.
So hello, where are you from?
Hello, I'm from Czech Republic.
What is the most shocking thing about Vietnam?
The most shocking thing is for me the traffic here in Vietnam. A bit of with no rules, but the people drive pretty good, and we in Europe drive not as good like the people in Vietnam.
So how does this compare to your country?
Compared to my country, it's much more people around here. Like I'm coming from a small town with 40 people. They drive some cars, and here's a lot of traffic, a lot of scooters around. So yeah.
How about the ride taxi in here?
I've gone by Grab. I had a pretty good experience. Like the prices were pretty good, but if I wanted to take a taxi like on my own without the Grab app, it's pretty expensive. Yes, the same price, but compared to Vietnam, it's of course expensive.
When you go taxi in here, it's so expensive. So how about your feeling?
Like the feeling is like if you can have it cheaper, I will choose the cheaper because there's not a extra service from the taxis. You know, they don't drive faster or go faster than the people by Grab.
Uncomfortable with that price?
I wouldn't say I feel uncomfortable because you have always another choice, so I don't feel uncomfortable. And sometimes, of course, I took a taxi because there was no other option, but I wouldn't say I feel uncomfortable with the price.
Do you think about the convenience about payment or Grab in Vietnam? So how do you think about the value of Vietnamese paper?
Money is money. Money has always value, but of course, like here's like you have 1 million Vietnamese dong.
Yeah.
And it's a high amount, you know. In Europe, we pay with euros, and there's like round about a meal costs 10 euros, and here it's like 100 Vietnamese dong, so it's a higher amount of money, but you get used to it and then it's totally fine.
So you want to live and have a shop in here?
Good question. Like in Vietnam, it's great to live, but main reason I wouldn't come to Vietnam and live here is that my family lives in Europe and I want to be with my family.
Yeah. So if I give you a choice, would you prefer the cost of living in your country or in Vietnam?
Products to eat are less expensive. It's cheaper to live here, of course, like compared to Europe, especially in Czech Republic or in Germany. It's like more expensive to live. I think so. I don't know how much it costs here to rent apartment or something, but I think that it's here cheaper to live.
What is the most shocking thing about Vietnam?
Well, dog meat. If you still eat dog meat, that's shocking. And walking street.
How do you feel about dog meat? Have you ever tried to eat that?
No, but I've had dog as a pet and I didn't want to eat him.
What do you think about Vietnamese people usually eat dog meat?
I don't understand why, because you have lots of nice food, cheap food, expensive food, lots of meat, chicken, so no need to eat the dog.
Why dog meat make you shocking?
Because in my culture, a dog is a friend,
Yeah.
not for eating. We eat chickens and pigs and cows and sheep, but not dogs or cats.
Vietnamese people eat dog. So
Yeah.
what do you think about it?
That's not good.
Hello, and where are you from?
Canada.
What is the most shocking thing about Vietnam?
Probably the subway. The subway has taken so long to build, and there's some sketchy things, some strange things happening with the government. I don't know if they're making the Japanese government angry about stalling things and why it's not completed yet.
How much would you spend in a month in Vietnam?
I usually spend about 20 million a month.
Which one you spend the most?
If I go out with friends drinking and go to a craft beer place, yeah, like Malt Bar or somewhere, and I spend a lot of money.
So how about the brand house in here?
I pay 13 million a month, but it's a really nice spot in a good location near the zoo.
So how does it compare to your country?
Much cheaper. Canada is really expensive. Toronto is unaffordable.
If given the choice, would you prefer the cost of living in your country or in Vietnam?
Vietnam, for sure. Well, I'm married and I live here now. Last month, I married to my Vietnamese wife.
Do you think you can save money while living in Vietnam?
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
How much do you aim to save?
I try to save 10 million or so.
So do you think living in Vietnam allows you to save money compared to living in your country?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So hello, where you from?
We are from Malaysia.
What is the most shocking thing about Vietnam?
I came across egg coffee, which is something new.
Yeah.
Egg with coffee. And, you know,
Shocking means for me is the variety of coffees. Maybe it's not shocking for others, but for us, it's because we never seen this kind of coffees and people's habit of drinking coffees. Maybe from morning until late night, they just keep drinking coffees. That is something we never seen. We don't have that kind of experience in Malaysia.
Can you compare the coffee in Vietnam and with your country about the taste or the money or anything else that make you surprised or shocking?
coffee is very strong for me, very strong. So I can't take it every day. Normally I'll take like once or twice a week, that's all. Other than that, it's very strong. So that's one thing about coffee here.
Yeah.
So how much would you spend in a month in Vietnam?
Maybe about, it's about USD 200 something.
Which one would you spend the most?
Of course, it's food and coffee, or mostly it's a food.
So if I give you the choice, would you prefer the cost of living in your country or in Vietnam?
Oh, here is slightly expensive.
Here?
Then it's
Yeah.
Kuala Lumpur, yeah. I didn't expect that,
Yeah.
but things are expensive.
So would you choose Malaysia? Or,
I choose both. I love both countries. I love Malaysia and also I love Vietnam now. So both countries.
What is the most shocking thing about Vietnam?
I think it's always the motorbike. So the motorbikes doesn't stop for the pedestrian, even if you are crossing on the pedestrian lane.
So how does it compare to your country?
Yeah, because usually people, car or motorbikes will stop and yield to pedestrian. The normal rule. It's a standard rule.
Do you think you can save money while living in Vietnam?
Yeah. I think because saving money is something that you should do, whether you're living anywhere. It doesn't have a location, so it should be a habit. So yeah.